Today, we're going to dive into a quiet little revolution that's happening in the world of storytelling. And it's not happening in the big fancy publishing houses. It's happening in our own communities. And it's being led by a group of creators you might not expect.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. There is a really fascinating shift going on in terms of who is actually writing our stories today. And, well, it's probably not who you think it is.
Just take a look at this number for a second. We're not talking about a small sliver here. Over half, more than 50% of all authors in the United States are over the age of 40. I mean, this isn't just a minor trend, it's a huge shift in who is holding the pen.
So this really makes you wonder, right? Who are these authors? And what on earth is driving them to sit down and write, a lot of them for the very first time in their lives? Well, when you look closer, a really clear picture starts to form. We're mostly talking about women in their 40s, 50s, and even older. A lot of them are at this major turning point in life. Maybe the kids are grown and out of the house, or they're thinking about a career change, and they're not just looking for a new hobby. No, this is much deeper. They are on a real search for purpose, and they have this powerful desire to make an impact. But what's really behind it all? It's so much more than just, hey, I think I'll write a book. For so many of these new authors, it feels like a genuine, undeniable calling. And this quote right here, it just nails it. We're not talking about some casual interest. This is a deep, heart-led mission. It's this feeling of, I have to do this, a call that they just can't put on hold any longer. Okay, so when you really dig into it, this calling boils down to three huge emotional drivers. First, there's this need to leave a legacy, a way to say, I was here, my life meant something. Second, there's the desire to heal, using the act of writing to process life experiences and make sense of it all. And third, it's about finding a brand new purpose, sharing their hard-won lessons to help lift up other people. But here's the thing. Even with this incredible fire in their belly, this powerful why, there's this massive wall they run into. And it's not built from things on the outside. It's built from those powerful critics on the inside. And it almost always starts with this voice in their head. It's that classic imposter syndrome, right? This belief that, yeah, they have a story to tell, but they just aren't the right kind of person to write it. Then, right behind that first doubt comes this one, the fear of judgment. That little whisper that says their story just isn't special enough, that no one out there is actually going to want to read it. And then, of course, you've got the practical side of it, which can feel absolutely paralyzing. They might have a lifetime of memories and ideas, but when they sit down and stare at that blinking cursor on a blank page, it's just completely overwhelming. And this one, gosh, this might be the biggest one of all. It's the real kicker, the fear that stops so many people before they even start. What if I pour my entire soul into this project, and it's met with just silence? And look at this. It really breaks it down for us. A massive 40% is just a lack of confidence. Then you've got a big chunk for lack of clarity, not knowing where to start. And then you throw in the very real problem of finding the time, plus that nagging fear of failure, and there you have it. Those are the 4 bricks that build that wall. So you've got this deep desire to write, but you're facing this huge wall. What do? Well, you start looking for help, right? You start searching for someone or something to guide you. And the market has a few different options. On one end, you've got these really affordable, gentle communities that are all about emotional support. Then in the middle, you have these professional boot camps that are pretty pricey but promise to get you published. And way up at the high end, you've got business accelerators that treat your book like a marketing tool, and they've got a price tag to match. So you see the problem, right? You're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You can either shell out a ton of money for one-on-one coaching, or you sign up for a cheaper course where, more often than not, you're pretty much on your own. But what if there was a third option? What if there was a new path forward that could bridge that gap? A way to combine the best of modern tech with the kind of real human empathy these writers are looking for. Just think about the difference here. The old way is that lonely struggle, right? Just you versus the blank page, and it's so easy to get stuck. But the new way, it completely changes the game. It turns writing into a partnership where you feel guided, you feel supported, and you actually start seeing progress fast.
And this new way is powered by a really cool concept called heart-led AI. Now, before your brain goes to cold, calculating robots, just hang on. Think of it less like a machine and more like a co-creative partner, a super patient writing coach who's there for you 24/7, ready to help you turn your spoken memories into a real, written draft. And it's actually a super simple 3-step thing. Step 1, you just talk. You share your memories and your ideas, kind of like you're in a guided interview. Step 2, the AI partner takes all those spoken words and bam, instantly drafts them into a chapter. And step 3, and this is the most important part, you go in and refine it. You edit, you polish, you make sure that every single word sounds like you, because it is 100% your story. And this chart really pulls it all together. This new blended approach takes all the empathy and heart from those supportive communities and mashes it up with the incredible speed and efficiency of modern technology. It's not one or the other anymore. It's the absolute best of both worlds.
So, what's the bottom line here? What does this all mean? It means we are literally watching a generation of women stand up and claim their narrative power. And for the very first time, the tools are finally catching up. Tools that are powerful enough and, yes, empathetic enough to match their incredible heart-led mission.
And that's the thing. This isn't about some exclusive club of writers. This is about recognizing that every single life holds a story that's worth telling. The only real question left is how we can help get it down on the page. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If technology can really, truly remove the fear, the overwhelm, and all that friction from the act of telling a story, just imagine whose voices and whose absolutely incredible stories we would finally get to hear.